Okay, good evening and welcome to the Petaluma Community Access Board of Directors meeting for Tuesday, September 17, 2013. Our secretary tonight, Jason Davies, is absent, so John is going to, no, Tim is going to, I forgot already. Can we take that over? No, I'm just kidding.
Call the roll.
Call the roll, please, Mr. Williams.
Thomas,
Here.
Adams,
Here.
Pearson,
Here.
Davies, Fishman, Moran, Utrilla, Trent,
Here.
Williamson, Bertucci.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum, and I don't believe we have anybody for public comment tonight, so we'll go to the Board of Directors' comments and announcements, and what do we have to share tonight?
No, I do. I have an announcement. Thank you. That
Okay.
unfortunately, this will be my last meeting as a PCA board member. It's been 5 years that I've been on this board, I believe, and it's been fantastic, and I've enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed seeing where the organization has gone from 5 years ago today, thanks largely to John Bertucci and staff and the board. I have other engagements that it's going to take me away, but I have to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed working with everyone here on the board, especially those that are here tonight. So thank you very much for making me a part of this, and I look forward to keeping an eye on PCA and seeing great things to come.
Good. Well, thank you for your 5 years
Thank you.
and all your contributions.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
my pleasure.
When you're famous, will you remember us?
Not a chance.
You got that on film, right?
All right, then.
Board did.
No, really, I'm sorry you're leaving, so.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'll miss it for sure, but it's time, so. And you'll find great new people.
Yep.
I'm sure.
We have great
But
people.
we're gonna have to have an election just to fill your spot, you know.
I should hope so.
Try to bring that up. Okay,
Yikes.
On the agenda.
unless we make the appointment. Okay, is there any other, Matt?
Well, besides saying, thank Eric for all of his service and insight and moderation during several challenging years and everything else in PCA, so I'm sorry to see you move on. But I wanted to announce a couple things going on at the college the next couple weeks, so if anyone hasn't had a chance to yet, our cinema series is now running again. So doubt this will be on air tomorrow, but tomorrow night is The Crowd with a live silent movie with live musical accompaniment. Next couple weeks we have Some Like It Hot, Rushmore, and Old Boy, Cool Hand Luke. So every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. We have a movie in the Carol Ellis Auditorium. It's a fantastic place to watch what's going on over there and watch a movie, and it's full surround sound. And also, if you're interested in those films, they usually do a pre-film and post-film lecture and discussion. But I also wanted to bring up on October 11th, we have the Santa Rosa Junior College Chamber Concert Series, and the Gramercy Trio will be performing at Carol Ellis Auditorium on the Friday night. So,
And that's at the Petaluma campus.
this is the Petaluma campus. So if you're into that, come on down and join us. And they're all fairly reasonable cost and local to everyone here. So
Great, thanks.
if anyone wants a flyer, I've got a bunch for you.
I'd like to have one.
So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, then we will get an approval of the agenda. Everybody's had a chance to look at it. I think that there is one item that we should table, that would be 11B on the appointment of board officers. I think that we'd be better suited to wait until the other half of the board is here, if that's okay.
For appointments. Yeah.
For appointments, yes, that would be to table 11B to the October meeting. Is that okay? Okay, with that modification, is there any others? Can we get a motion to approve, please?
A motion?
Second.
Second.
Okay, anyone opposed?
You better decide who the actual second is.
Who's second?
We all tied.
Okay.
No. You wanna flip a coin?
Okay, Marcia did.
Okay. Okay.
It'll come back to haunt you, Marcia.
No,
That's
that's
right.
okay. If that's the only thing that does, I'm good.
Okay, we have minutes here for the July 16 and the August 20 meetings. Actually, August 20, I'm certain we can approve that. I don't know if we have enough of you here to approve the July 16 meeting. Myself, I was out, so. And Marcia was out, that would leave.
No, Marcia came in at 7:13.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's,
it's
yes,
late.
there you were. Well, you can still feel comfortable voting on it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you,
I
have
move
any
we approve.
modification to it?
Second. I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Yes, sir.
All those,
Aye.
I trust you all, okay, good, that works. On the August 20 meeting, that, is just noting that the meeting was canceled for summer break. Can we approve that one as well, under the same motion?
This is what it looks like.
Yeah,
Canceled for summer break.
yeah. Is it okay if we just approve that under the same motion? Okay,
Yeah.
You're gonna approve the minutes for a canceled meeting?
We will acknowledge that the meeting was canceled.
yeah. It's okay. Where did, was that, did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't want the question from the auditors at the end of the year, where's your August meeting? I'll say, was canceled.
That's a nice documentation, good idea. Maybe Robert will put that in his book of rules.
Paper trail.
They'll bury it in the appendices.
Yeah. Okay, with the approval of the minutes, Matt, do you have a treasurer's report for us tonight, please?
Well, we've covered quite a bit in the last 2 months now since we've had discussed those. So in July, we ended the month with $107,000 in the bank. I believe John did send an email out that we'd got some checks after that quarter month of July. I don't know if we ever discussed that here. But we didn't discuss it, yeah, it's okay. And then in August, we ended with $132,000 in the bank after some deposits that we reflected there. So,
Are we reflecting the payments for the recent
I don't know.
upgrades?
I don't have that
Studio.
information.
Or were those paid out of capital fund?
That's capital expense,
Okay.
and those would show up on the profit and loss budget performance, 560, well, it would have been in last year's. They were all done to be put into last year's books. But that's where they go.
Was it last year's because we approved the money last year, or what?
We did most of the purchasing prior to June 30th, and actually prior to
Wow,
June
time
10th.
flies.
So
Right.
that City Hall could
Okay.
get us the check before the year ended.
So beyond signing a few checks for John, there hasn't been much news. We do have potential news soon, and from our financial review, which is almost complete, I understand,
And that's on the agenda.
which is on the
Cross
agenda, so
that.
we'll talk about that.
Okay,
And probably, I mean, I have been modifying the budget to keep up with the changes in staff. We'll talk about that in personnel. But perhaps it would be good to have a financial committee meeting before the next meeting.
No problem.
okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Matt.
Sure.
The executive director's report, please, John?
All right, so just wanted to run, like the minutes for a meeting we canceled. We did not have an election this year. We have a posting on the bulletin board that we did not have
an elected seat vacated, so we did not have an election this year, but anybody who wants to join the board could come and make an appointment. So that's been running on the air for 2 or 3 months.
Any bites?
That takes a little coaxing. Healthcare notices, the same sort of thing. We don't have to get healthcare under the new policies, but there is a notice that needs to go out to the staff on October 1st, and I'm working with ads up to get that ready. Basically, it's a statement that proves that we're not giving them healthcare so that they're on firm footing to go get it elsewhere. The studio build-out is, we're putting finishing touches on buying the last cables. Zach is working with YouTube so we can have live streaming video to YouTube, and the next step, not right away, but we'd like to get that onto the air. That will take upgrading the connectivity to City Hall. He's also working on a handbook and a class structure. We're targeting to have it ready to show off, ready to use, public use with the October 10th open house. Staff can use it, but we want to get the handbook and the procedural policies in place. How many people do you need to run it? Perhaps 4 would be the optimum. 2 cameras and a director and a sound man or woman. So the studio is coming along really great. The LPFM license, that's been a lot of work on Zach's table, and I wanted to thank Tim for helping him steer through that. It's kind of exciting. Though we ran into a snag that our transmitter cannot be close enough to a home or a house to interrupt or interfere with signals coming from San Francisco. So Zach has been drawing circles all over Petaluma trying to find a wedge of space, and has located one out off of Corona,
Hardin Lane.
Hardin Lane. And there's a city water tower there that we are requesting a meeting with Dan St. John, and Tim's been helping a lot. Maybe you could say a little more.
And just this afternoon, Dan replied to Zach and said that he would forward the note to the city manager's office.
Excellent.
So we're with what we can do.
There's still one wrinkle to this position. You know, if we take our 10-mile radius from our transmitter, put it out on Hardin Lane,
3 miles.
3 mile, okay, 3 miles. We've decentered our circle, so we're not reaching southwest corner of Petaluma. Zach thinks there are ways to work around that. Either we decenter the circle and not count the Sonoma Mountains that are going to block it. He has an engineer working, consultant. He's going to take that, but he didn't want to take it to the consultant until the location was set.
We talked to the consultant on the phone and talked about the Hardin Lane location.
So there are still some wrinkles that have to be ironed out. We have a little over a month before the applications are due, if they stay due. I mean, the FCC could say, oh, we're not going to do it again this year. But we're close. We're almost ready. It's exciting.
Did Zach include the fire chief in that email?
Yes, I gave him the email
Okay.
to CC the fire chief. Because one of the strong selling points on this is that it is a emergency communications network that the city could use, the fire department as such. Our classes have been going great. Our 3 Wednesday classes for September, I think there'll be another one tomorrow night, and the last one will be next Wednesday. It's a full enrollment again. Dan Villava's been doing a great job. He has a real gentle way of imparting information. The class is really strong. In October, our classes are we're going to try a new model for the classes. Right now they're 2 hours each Wednesday for 3 Wednesdays. We're going to take those 6 hours and put them on Saturday. Do an all-day class on Saturday, October 12th, and Saturday, October 26th. The 12th is for beginning Final Cut Pro, and the 26th will be for intermediate, which we tried once, didn't get the enrollment. But we have run 5 or 6 cycles, so we should have people who are interested in the intermediate. We have 2 more POV screenings on the calendar. September 25th is going to be Kings of Pastry. And on October 23rd, it's going to be In Light of Reverence, about Native American sacred lands and the conflicts with mountain climbers and all sorts of different issues.
What's it called?
In the Light of Reverence. These screenings are open to anybody in Petaluma who wants to come, but maximum seating is 15, and we do give priority seating to PCA members. Now, this Saturday, we're gearing up for the Aquaspalooza. Has anybody gone to one of those before? They're kind of exciting. They're networking. It's the Aquas. Their mission is networking and connectivity, and it's like a business. What do you call them? A business expo. We'll have a table. We're going to have a couple of monitors running the best of DVD. We're going to have a storyboard contest. Not really a contest, but a challenge. Can you come up with a story? We'll give you pull a topic out and draw some storyboards. We'll also have crayons for the kids, and a couple of interns roaming around with cameras. And it would be really great if the board could pop in and see. It's a good networking area to see potential donations and be the ambassadors that you are. Also, I wanted to announce. We've had some really exciting videos produced recently. We had 3 interns this summer. Mark, who's still here, Madeline, and Athena, and they put together a PCA news hour. It's not really an hour, but it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of a pilot. Caitlin was working on finishing it up so it can go on the air. It'll be on the YouTube. It's really a charming piece. Mark's got a lot of, it was very tongue-in-cheek, that's how I'll put it. And we have an award-winning filmmaker at the front desk. Mario was part of a team that did the 48-hour video contest. They drew a drama, and they did a drama called 8, which is really slickly done. They won two awards, Best Plot and Best Genre, and they got honorable mention for Best Actor and Best Director. So next time you're in the office, congratulate Mario. That's it.
Any questions? Good job, John. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Okay, we have no items on the consent calendar. So,
It's not on the agenda anyway.
reports of committees. I don't know of any committees that met. Do you know of any, John? Okay, so we will go to item 10, old business. Item A, discussion and possible action on plans for the 2013 board retreat. It's kind of awkward having this conversation without Neil, since he's played such a big part each year since it's been at his home. So, has Neil said anything about wanting to do this again?
No. But I was thinking, we did bring this up at one of the previous meetings, probably it was in June. There is the ACM Western Regional Conference coming up, October 24th, 25th, and 26th. And it's in San Jose, so it really is doable. And I would think that if each board member went to one day of that conference, it would bring something to the board. I mean, you meet other board members, you meet other access stations. Here's the agenda or the program.
Are you suggesting that we replace the retreat with attending the ACM?
Well, the floor is open for ideas for this retreat. I mean, we don't have to, if you wanted to meet at Neil's house, we would have to wait to settle that. But if you had a different idea.
Well, we don't have to do Neil's house, and we don't have to do this either. It's open, like John said.
This is just one idea of many, but I've gone to these each year. I went with Marcel twice.
like that first topic.
Yeah, that's the one I'm gonna go to probably, that first day.
Oh, yeah.
I gave all the copies out, so if you got an extra, send it back to me, please. Is there an extra one?
Can have this one.
Okay. Yeah. The thing is, I probably should be getting the tickets before the end of this month to get the discounts. And we are members of the ACM, so that counts.
So what is there a cost budgeted to go for this?
Yes, we have budget for board development and conferences.
Just for the tickets or for hotel too?
For what?
Tickets or hotels?
Well, that's what I was saying one day.
Okay.
San Jose, you can drive down, drive back. If you want a hotel, if you wanted to do 2 days, it's really worth it because the networking in between and the sense of a national mission that you get. I'm definitely interested in the first topic, surviving DIVCA. We have a couple of films entered in the WAVE Awards. Kay Chandler has entered 3 editions of the mayor's meeting, the mayor's show. I also attended a workshop this morning on your board and fundraising. And yeah, I've got some interesting resources if we wanted to explore that. It was really concise. I got a lot out of it. But what I got out of it is going to fall on your shoulders, basically. One of the things he said was, if the board itself does not give donations to the nonprofit they're part of, it kind of undercuts your asking for a grant, because if you don't do it, why should they? They also reiterated what Mary at Summit State offered to match, is if you can come up with 10 contacts for donations that I can pursue, and that's on the agenda farther on, that would be good. Team approach. If you're not good at making the pitch or the ask, can you write the thank you notes? So I think I would love to have collaborative effort on the fundraising strategy, and I'm thinking our October 10th open house or members meeting would be a good opportunity. You know, we're making postcards for that event. If you were to send a postcard to somebody and say, bring your checkbook.
For which event?
The members meeting October 10th,
Okay,
which I think is
Yeah,
also
I'm
on,
sure I got
that's
that
also
on.
on the agenda.
okay.
But I came out with a number of resource websites, Grant Space, Foundation Center, Bridge Span, and that there's a arts program grant special in October. So I will be working towards that, and I would love some help. So that could be a board retreat. We bring in a fundraiser, to work us through that. Or we could wait.
At that meeting,
At what meeting?
the board retreat at the October 10th
No, no,
meeting?
no.
Okay, I've got
We're-
lots.
Yeah, because there's 3 different agenda items blended into what I just said.
Okay, so should we just skip it for now?
The
and-
board, that fundraising, but
Okay, but the
the
board
idea of the
retreat,
board retreat could be aimed at fundraising as a
I
question.
agree with
And
you.
we invite somebody to come in and rev our motors. And so, our board retreats are usually annual, December, or we can let it slip into January. So I would like to start planning that. If I'm gonna be looking for an outside consultant, that's something I should start doing next month. So I'm just trying to keep it on the table. Well, probably come back next month.
I think fundraising is a real good topic for a board retreat.
I agree.
Oh, okay. So, great. Well, we don't need to make that an approved vote, or do you?
Yeah, well,
want to?
no, I mean, we think that everyone, I agree with it too, I just think there's not enough people here to
nail down the
Okay.
Nail
date.
down.
So I will pursue some options on that and bring them to the next meeting.
Okay, why don't you look for someone who can facilitate that topic, and at the next meeting, come back with some dates that facilitator might be available, and then we'll nail it down that way.
Great. That's great.
I feel very comfortable assigning John things to do with a small board.
And also check with the organization Nonprofit Easy, do you know about them?
No.
You will.
We actually bought their software at another board that I'm on,
Really?
that makes it kind of easy.
Huh.
All right,
Software will make things easy.
Okay, that's it for that one, right?
okay, then, item B under 10 is discussion and possible action on the annual members meeting. John?
Yes, so we're going to be having that at the office. We're gonna have the studio up and functioning. We're going to have a couple of massage students there to offer massages. We're going to have videos going on all the screens. Where we're gonna fall a little short, where I need help from the board again, is, as you all know, Caitlin is leaving us, and I'm not sure the new person will be up to speed enough to really wrangle the whole event. So for refreshments, food, donations, we're getting close to the wire. This is October 10th. So if there's, I know Jude has offered to help, and she's great at the getting the food resources. But if anybody wants to hop in, we could set up a meeting next week and get some to-do lists ready for having a good event. We are gonna make a nice postcard. You've seen the graphic that went out on the email that Caitlin did. We're looking at prices now. I thought with because we didn't have to spend the postage money we had allotted for the election, a postcard is nice. We can leave them around town, kind of get they're shiny, and it's a real nice graphic. So our theme is we celebrate you, obviously the members, but it really should be to bring in other people who could become members.
When is Caitlin's last day?
That's shifting. It was set to be Friday or Saturday at the Palooza, but it turns out her possible next job doesn't start till October, and she offered today to go out to 2 or 3 schools that she'd already started working with. So she could be doing a few days after in the next 2 weeks.
Where's the venue?
The
What
venue's
venue for the meeting?
our office.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be the office,
I couldn't remember.
yeah. And it's
Is
good.
there a transition plan for trying to maintain newsletters and things like that in between the time she's gone?
Yes, I put personnel discussion in
Okay.
closed session, we can play that out there, but,
How many people are they targeting to attend?
to attend.
Just roughly.
We've got a membership now, it's in the annual report. Where's my annual report?
Yeah, but we always have more than just members at that
Yeah.
meeting, and in the past we have.
You know, if we
Maybe
had
100?
100 people, yeah, let's target 100.
Okay,
Our membership is up to about 165 now,
Fantastic.
Whoa.
nice.
it's grown. Yeah, that's in the annual report.
Okay. Okay, under new business, item 11, A, discussion of possible action on the 2012-13 financial review and annual report, which I understand the financial review is not ready, so, John, you wanna,
I can give a report on it, because I'm working with David Storm, who was Jill's assistant for the audits. And I did contact him last week and said that if I could get it to you by Monday at 5, we could possibly approve it. We always run into the issue where if you have changes you want to make, it has to go back to them, they can't actually close it until we approve it. Matt, you remember, there's a delay built in. So I will try to get, as soon as it's ready, which could be in the next week or two, you'll all get a copy. Perhaps we could do a special meeting, or you could submit your concerns and questions to Matt and I. We could talk to David, so that we could have a finalized version to approve in October. Both it and an annual report aren't actually due to the city until November, so we're ahead of the curve, in good shape. That's it for the financial review. The annual report you have, the draft of. Any comments?
I left mine on my desk. I liked what I read.
Yeah. No, it was a real good year. I mean, we had our first 2 years of day-to-day survival, and then we had another 2 years of reinforcing the infrastructure and working out the job descriptions, and staff turnover has slowed down. You know, I'm beginning to get a sense, we actually have 3 years of data for the membership, which that's because we started counting 3 years ago. And you know, we went from 130 total members to 137 in fiscal year 11-12, 157. I had a list pulled out before I came, and it's up to 165. And there's constant turnover. People leave, other people come. And we split out the producers from the supporters. And you can see that the supporters are still a small fraction. I think that's an interesting area to boost. People who could just give us $30 a year and vote in our election. Programming, there's something interesting about programming. With more members, we've got less hours submitted, so.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's something we need to check with the members and make sure they're giving us what they're using it for. But a lot of these members are joining for the classes, and then they go off and use that Final Cut Pro expertise on their own YouTube videos and such. So, there's that. And we went around this last year, you know, these reports are kind of pro forma. They don't require board approval, but I do appreciate comments to make them better. So if that's all, no comments?
Good job, thanks.
Thank you, John.
Okay, clicking right along.
Okay, any questions for John on that? Okay, we'll move to 11C, the discussion and possible action on a PCA business sponsorship program. And is that yours, John?
Yes.
It says you, but I didn't know if it was.
I started thinking about this in August or late July, and worked on a letter, kind of a template that board members could send to contacts in their social and professional networks to kind of announce my arrival, to come and make the pitch. And Marcia took it to heart and sent back a personalized version, which I also shared with all of you. And that's the idea, is to create kind of a template letterhead that would crack the ice and get the ball rolling. And like I said, last year, Mary at Summit said if each board member can get 10 contacts, I'll match it. And she's got lots of contacts that we wouldn't have. So I would say 3, you know, if we just made it, if each board member here had 3 people in Petaluma, that they would go and open the door to an ask. We're in a different framework than most nonprofits, where they live on the donations, survival of the fittest. We have a pretty reasonable, honest but reasonable revenue stream through DIVCA. But the contacts we could get with the city, and we also have the business sponsorship. It's not just a straight nonprofit tax deductible donation. We can give them airtime where we can valorize their business. Caitlin and I did work on some of this summer with the idea of, for the higher tiers, that we would actually do a little video. And we're going to do one with Summit State. They renewed their 3rd year of sponsorship, and they just moved downtown, right behind 4th and C. And so we're gonna do a little video, interview the staff and show their new digs and get that video up, and they're excited about that. So you all saw the letter, you all see that you all grasp the concept. Do you approve? Are you ready to jump in and send a letter or make a phone call to 3 people in Petaluma? Figure, we got 9 board members, 8 times 3 is 24. If I went and saw 10, I might get 2 donations. That's how it works.
I'll be glad to do it.
You can, that's great.
I will.
And since we're targeting our retreat as fundraising, that this could kind of culminate at that point. It's a good, strong plan. And again, we have the luxury of, it's not our survival, so this is just trumpeting the good things we do. I mean, why are you on this board? What is your passion for media in a small town? If you believe in what you're here for, then it's easy to tell somebody. It's really the best thing going.
I just have a question. If we make contact with someone and they're interested, would you prefer that they contact you directly from our contact, or that they get back to us?
I think it would be good if they went back to you. I think it would be good if you came to the meeting. I mean, that would be, it's kind of, it personalizes the pitch. Something else I learned about this morning at the conference is house parties. Invite people to your house and you tell them to bring their checkbook. And the guy was great. He said he's been in house parties where they don't let him out until they reach the target. And
Well, that'll get you
people
20 to
actually-
life right there.
Or you say, I'd like to get $50 from each person. And somebody says, well, I just lost my job, I can give you 10. So then you get 90 from somebody else. You go for averages. There's lots of ways to play the game. And, the ask is hard. It's hard for me to ask for money. But if I believe in what I'm doing, so it's like if I can, it's just a little harder for me to, one, trumpet my own self. I'm so great, you've got to give me money to keep me going. And I'm also getting paid. So, give me money so I can get paid. I'm in a kind of a compromised position. If you set up the rationale for supporting PCA, then I come in with the details. You do this, you get this, it's good cop, bad cop. So, to be continued.
Okay.
Thank you.
Unless anyone has something else, I believe we're finished for the public part of the meeting, and we're gonna close to our adjourned session. Are we ready? Okay, then we're adjourned to the closed session. Thank you for being here.